Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about science fiction and fantasy and their differences. Does the differences matter or not? So let's start with the science fiction. Science fiction is based upon the science things, or we can say technology advancement. In the science fiction movies we can see the stories related to the space travels, time travels, and the same has been done in the movie named Back to the Future, where in which one man discovers a time machine which he uses to travel past and future. So the science fiction is mostly dependent on the things that can be possible in the real life, while on the other hand fantasy, it is only based upon the mythical creatures and supernatural powers. Taking example of Harry Potter series, we can see there are only wizards, spells and supernatural powers. So fantasy revolves around the things that are not possible according to the science. If we talk about the difference, so I will say like the only difference is the theme, the way or the way they are represented in front of the public. While talking about the existence, like if science fiction things can exist in the future, or it can exist in the present also, but the fantasy it's only the myths and thinking of the public. The fantasy is the old genre, like from the old time, the use of gods, magic and monsters in the movies can be seen, so those are all based on the fantasy. So the difference doesn't matter anymore, because now these days people like to watch both genre, the science fiction and fantasy. They just like the stories and the way they are represented, not on the type of the movie. So if I prefer to watch, I will prefer to watch both, because I also like to watch the stories or the way it is represented, not on the type of the movie. So I like the science fiction movies most, but I also watch the fantasy movies, like the Harry Potter series. I have watched all the movies of the Harry Potter, and on the other hand, science fiction movies, I have watched Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and even the Back to the Future, and a lot of movies related to science fiction. So I like to watch both of them. Even in even now these days, people are people like to watch both movies. We can see from the rating on the internet, like both kind of are movies ratings are increasing whenever they are like released. Like in within the few weeks, the ratings increases almost a 5 out of 5. So this represents like people like to watch more both of them. So the difference, not in no the difference does not exist anymore. Thank you.